It's Charter Local Edition. Brad Pomerance here. A bit of a head cold, but I'm glad to be with you still. We are joined today by Michelle Boehm. She is the Regional Director of California's High-Speed Rail Authority. And we've discussed this, but I'd love to go over it again because I think our viewers would really find it fascinating. Here is the map of the high-speed rail plan. We know that we're starting in Fresno, and right now we're constructing where?
Right now we have 7 active construction sites in the Fresno area and moving south, totaling about 100 miles that are under contract and planned to be completed in the next couple of years.
And so we're going to go Fresno south and we're going to finish up in Bakersfield.
Right.
That's not a change.
Right, that is not a change.
There had been a view initially that we would continue all the way down into deep Southern California. But now what happens once we finish Bakersfield?
When we get done there, we are going to be simultaneously constructing to the north right now because our plan is to operate San Jose to the Bakersfield area in 2025 to have our high-speed trains running that line just in a few years.
And you'll also look to go to Merced.
And we will also look to go up to Merced as well so that we bring all of these regions into contact with each other with fast, efficient rail service.
But we in California, we don't want to feel like we're left out, if I may say. So although we are going north after Bakersfield is done, what's going to happen in the Southern California area?
So while all of that is happening to bring high-speed rail operations to the state of California, we are also going to be looking at early action projects here in Southern California that can be completed with our partner transportation agencies that begin to lay the foundation for high-speed rail coming into Southern California. As you might imagine, it is not simple to build a project like this, and you need to stage it very carefully so that all of our roads and all of our rail lines stay operational during that construction period. So we're looking at key locations along our planned Southern California routes where we can actually do construction of a feature of the project sooner and as soon as we can get it ready and under construction. These are grade separations that bring a huge safety benefit to everyone in vicinity of the corridor. This is a dramatic improvement at the Los Angeles Union Station location, where right now all of our Metrolink and Amtrak trains using that facility come into what's basically a cul-de-sac or a dead-end facility. We would take those tracks out of the other end, of the south end of the facility, so that trains could run smoothly through that facility and they don't get stuck there as long, in order to provide more potential train service in the future for our public, as well as more efficient train service.
So do we have a sense when we can expect some of those, I'll call them interim projects, to start construction?
Absolutely. We are looking to start construction of the first grade separation project at Rosecrans Marquardt, just south of LA Union Station, in the 2017-2018 timeframe.
And will that benefit us now? Will other public transportation systems be able to seek the advantage of that grade separation?
Absolutely. Once that's grade separated, that means that our Amtrak trains and our Metrolink trains and our freight trains will not need to slow down at that at-grade crossing and blow their horns at that crossing.
I must ask, for many of us, some who live on the west side, some who live in the San Gabriel Valley, this has been an exciting year for public transportation because the Expo line was extended, the Gold line was extended. Is high-speed rail working with Metro to try to make sure that there's nice interconnectivity once we start to construct high-speed rail in SoCal?
Absolutely. That is one of the things that, is the most enjoyable components of my job, is really getting together with the other local transportation providers and figuring out ways that we can begin to make the systems better right now. LA County has an amazing program underway. Of course, they're doing big things all over, building subways, building light rail. And the idea is that all of those systems ultimately come into and connect to hubs where high-speed rail would serve, so that you've got a mechanism to take riders across the state or across broad regions, but when they arrive at that region, then they can get off a high-speed or an express train type of service, get on a subway, get on a light rail, get on a bus, and get to their ultimate destination.
So as you know, this November, Los Angeles County will be considering an extension of, we'll call it Measure R, a sales tax mechanism passed in 2008 that provides funding for transportation projects. It's known as R2. Presuming passage, would that benefit high-speed rail?
That is a package focused exclusively on benefiting the residents of LA County.
Right.
And so there is a whole series of projects that they have identified, additional light rail projects, additional extensions of the subway.
But in terms of interconnectivity, is there a way for high-speed rail to kind of at least be in the room when those projects, assuming passage, start to go into construction, so we can maximize interconnectivity?
So we're maximizing interconnectivity at key points in LA County right now. These being the Palmdale Transportation Center, where Metrolink currently has a station, our planned Burbank Airport area station, the LA Union Station facility that we talked about, a stop at in the Santa Fe Springs area, a stop in the Fullerton area. And so at all of these locations, those stops were planned because some of these other systems already connect there today.
I understand.
As those systems get better and bring more people into the transit system in general, that helps all of the riders. So not only will the high-speed rail riders that are coming and getting off the system at these locations then have the benefit of these great projects, but those folks getting on those projects would have the benefit of taking a much longer trip on transit as we work to give our population alternatives, basically, to the single-person vehicle.
You continue to hold public meetings. I can only imagine what's being said at these public meetings. I'm sure a lot of support, a lot of opposition. So how are they going? It's a hot summer, but how are they going?
We have a lot of exciting conversation in our public meetings, and as you imagine and as you suggested, we have people who are very excited and very supportive of what we're doing. And we have people who are very concerned about what we're doing, because when you build a big piece of infrastructure, inevitably in an urban area, you're looking at building it in areas where, you know, there are existing roads, there are existing businesses, there are existing homes. And so what is great for us is through this process of meeting with people one-on-one and in these meetings, we get to learn about their communities and what's going on in those communities, and we get to improve our plans to design and build our project.
As you said, especially in Southern California, there are certain routes that would displace homes, displace businesses. That happens with public transportation. High-speed rail is not unique. But are you looking to try to minimize those impacts?
Absolutely. Just for instance, on our Palmdale to Burbank section that we've been working on, as you imagine, going from the Antelope Valley into the San Fernando Valley is quite complex. We've gone through a series of 6 updates of the alternatives that we're studying there in order to make to find better routes. And frankly, we have found dramatically better routes. We have solved many of the challenges and issues that people brought to us, when we started.
You'll come back?
I will come back.
Her name is Michelle Boehm. She is with the California High-Speed Rail Authority. I'm Brad Pomerance, Charter Local Edition.